Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So we got subjective views here, guys, posting this. Trillions of dollars are about to move into this space. Millionaires and billionaires will be minted this cycle. Yeah, guys, crypto's going mainstream, and they're talking about it all over Fox News and other media outlets. Listen to this.
The House this week is going forward with Crypto Week, and I know you're a member of House Financial Services. What should we expect as we look forward to Crypto Week in the House?
Well, the great thing is we're going to show that Republicans can govern. This has been an issue that's been floating out there. Too many other countries are taking advantage of this opportunity economically. Fortunately, we have French Hill in the House. I'm the whip of that committee. French Hill is the chairman. He has done a masterful job of bringing this thing for a landing. First, we're working on stable coins, but the bigger part is going to be what we call clarity. I mean, we want to make sure the crypto technology, or the blockchain, as they call it, is regulated in a smart way. Make sure the rules are smart so you know who is going to regulate you. The prior 4 years was chaos. Companies would not come to the United States because there was no clarity. We're going to work with the Senate to get this across the line because America needs to be the center point of this opportunity. This will reduce costs for businesses and will make it more transparent as well. And in the end, I think will speed up the way we move money at a lower cost. It's a brilliant idea that needs to come together. The president is fully engaged, and it will show, again, America is the epicenter of the economy around the world.
For folks at home who may not be paying attention to crypto so much, how big is it getting to be in this country?
Oh, it's a huge industry, and it's growing by the day. Trillions of dollars are being traded, and unfortunately, some of the biggest crypto companies are in places like Singapore, the UAE, and El Salvador. We need to bring them here to America, the economic center of the world. But because we failed to put some legislation in place, and the prior administration was so, let's just say, disjointed, French Hill and the team here in Washington is really moving forward, and it's going to make us the crypto capital of the world, and that is the future of currency.
That's just the way it's going to be, guys. If you guys didn't catch the video I did this morning, I talked a little more about, Crypto Week, why it's getting the prices soaring, how high the prices could go by the end of the week. Check out this morning's video. I'll link it up here. We got Michael Branch here also posting some positive news with regards to ProShares leveraging XRP ETFs. Guys, they just got NYSE ACTRA clearances, or sorry, not ACTRA, ARCA clearances, okay? And they're preparing for their trading debut exchange. NYSE ARCA has certified the listing and registration of the Ultra ProShares XRP ETF according to a Monday filing. So this just came out yesterday. The certification just came as the fund appeared on the DTCC's list, signaling it is operationally ready for trading and settlement, though its market debut still may face delays. So we still don't have a date on that. The leveraged future-based ETFs expected to trade on the NYSE under the ticker UXRP seeks to deliver 2x the daily performance of an XRP index using derivative products such as swap agreements and futures contracts rather than holding XRP directly. So another option here for perhaps traders that want exposure to the XRP volatility but don't actually want to hold XRP directly. In addition to the Ultra XRP ETF, ProShares plans to launch two related products, okay, the Short XRP ETF and the Ultra Short XRP ETF. Neither has yet been listed on the DTCC, but it's looking as though we are probably going to get that listing sometime in the near future. The product page for the Ultra XRP ETF went live on Monday as the fund became effective. However, trading has not yet commenced. So we're getting murmurings, guys. ProShares leveraged XRP ETFs, a brand new product going to be traded on the NYSE. So I wanted to thank Michael for posting that. I mean, there are already XRP products that are being traded. The CME group did just post this the other day, just posted this yesterday. Major milestone XRP and micro XRP futures crossed $235 million notional traded on July the 11th, bringing the total notional traded since the launch to over $1.6 billion. The record underscores the rapidly growing demand in our new XRP future suites. So this is the latest, guys, the key stats for July the 11th. 9.1 thousand plus total contracts traded, 82 million in equivalent XRP, all-time high volume for the micro XRP contracts. So this is a record-setting event for the CME group. They've also just listed their website here if you guys want to take a look. This is XRP and micro XRP contracts, how they offer a cost-effective way to gain exposure to the price of XRP while also providing transparency, price discovery, and risk management capabilities. So you can enjoy greater flexibility by choosing how to trade. I mean, again, I personally love holding the cryptocurrency, the raw crypto. These derivatives products, they're going to fill the void for a certain type of institutional trader. So I mean, all traction is good traction. It's all going to get XRP price up and moving. Not to mention the greater crypto space too. We're seeing more and more of these types of filings. Grayscale, they've just filed a confidential submission for an IPO with the SEC. So now Grayscale is in the fold, guys. They just said in a confidential announcement that they submitted confidentially. I don't know why it's confidential if we know about it here, but they just said they submitted a draft S1 registration statement to the US SEC, a filing that signals plans for an initial public offering or an IPO. The asset manager owned by Barry Silbert's Digital Currency Group didn't disclose details on the submission and said the registration is expected to take place after the SEC completes its review process, subject to market and other conditions. So what does this mean, guys? This means, other crypto companies, other crypto-related investment firms are now strategically thinking about IPOing into the market. Confidential filings allow firms to negotiate with the agency behind closed doors before finally revealing their plans. But this move adds Grayscale to a number of growing companies lining up to take their companies public as the digital asset market does heat up. And I mean, we probably wouldn't have seen this in 2022. Again, I do think there is, a time and a place why these companies decide to do this here. Let me just bring up the total market cap here. As you guys can see, this is all of cryptocurrency, and we are reaching new all-time highs for crypto. So, it makes sense that we are seeing these plans happening here and they weren't happening here, or at least maybe not the plans, but we are now getting word of the plans up here, and we weren't necessarily talking about it back in 2022 when the market was depressed. So, we're seeing Grayscale now discussing this. The other thing that kind of blew by my desk, Fedwire did finally now go live with the ISO 20022 standard for faster payment transfers. The Federal Reserve has completed the transition to its Fedwire service in the ISO 20022 messaging standard. This, of course, is expected to enhance the efficiency and interoperability of payment systems, offering richer data capabilities and enabling more detailed and structured information between financial exchanges. The new standard is anticipated to facilitate better fraud detection, improved straight-through processing, and enhanced data analytics. So, guys, Fedwire now officially using the ISO 20022 standard. And I'm sure a lot of you guys were expecting maybe the price of XRP to go up as a result. But it's all part of the bigger picture, right? We've got, that's the 2 hour, excuse me. We've got, we got Crypto Week kicking off. And, there's a lot happening right now. The price, as we're seeing it today, being front run by retail, Bitcoin was going up, then the rest of the crypto space was going up. So, a lot of this isn't the real world utility that we're still hoping for. That said, though, I'm keeping my eye on the prize. The real world utility will come in at some point. And if you guys want to hear what my price targets are going to be, ultimately, follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. I'm going to be releasing a couple of updates, I think, this week. The market is starting to get hot again. This is the time we really have to keep our eye on the prize and make those decisions when they come about. So patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. If you guys want to see where I'm going to be cashing out of my cryptos, check it out. July 22nd will be a turning point for crypto. This coming from Caitlin Long. Listen to this.
One thing we haven't talked about yet, which is the report from the Treasury Department that's coming out on crypto on July 22nd, which is 180 days after the initial crypto executive order. And I am hearing rumors and believe very strongly that that is going to be a watershed event. And the stablecoin bill is out there in the mix as well. Those two things I think are going to massively change the dynamic in just the next few weeks. And I think a lot of folks who sat back thinking and hoping and praying that this would go away are about to be rolled over by an incredible wave of innovation that's coming from this industry.
You hear that, Biden administration? Roll over. There's going to be another crypto wave of innovation. And, we're seeing it. The proof is in the pudding here with these, these news announcements. We're seeing companies deciding to IPO. We're seeing more traction for cryptocurrency related products like these XRP futures. It's only just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Ripple has also been reported to apply for a license in Luxembourg, guys, to introduce its Ripple USD stablecoin in Europe. This courtesy of Michael Branch. So this is what's happening in Europe. Ripple is one of the largest payment-driven companies, obviously. obviously, in the cryptocurrency world, and they're reportedly making moves to expand their reach of the RLUSD, specifically in Europe. According to reports from Ledger Insights, the company did apply to receive an electronic money license in Luxembourg, the license which is required to comply with EU standards, and the new MiCA regulations would open the doors for exchanges and companies to include the RLUSD in their operations. So I guess first step is the RLUSD. We also do know that, well, just according to what we've noticed in terms of site redirection, and by that, if you guys didn't catch the video I did on that, I'll link it up here in the right-hand corner. Ripple is in the works of making an RLEUR, so an RLUSD, but not the USD. It's going to be the euro, but their own euro stablecoin. And it's interesting. I think they're testing the market now with the RLUSD first. Probably, they're going to see how that works in Europe first, and then they'll probably usher in the RLEUR shortly thereafter. That's my guess. But while Luxembourg has only licensed one other stablecoin issuer, it presents certain advantages for similar companies. Given its broad range of banking capabilities and banking companies that are available there, the MiCA regulations, or MiCA regulations, state that stablecoin issuers should store up to at least 60% of their reserves, and I do think Ripple does have way more than that, with limits regarding the percentages that might be stored in each bank to avoid systemic risks. So Ripple now looking to move their way into the European market with the RLUSD specifically. So this screams to me like it's a move for, to make sure US dollar dominance still remains. European companies are still going to be using the US dollar to trade, I'm sure, at least for a little while before that dominance starts to fall off. I think, it's not so much. Here's a thought. I don't know if it's what you guys want to hear, but I think the US dollar is going to remain the world reserve currency for a while, but I think the stablecoin regulations are essentially a band-aid for what's ultimately going to come. And I think eventually it will taper off. I think we've heard pundits say this. US dollar dominance is waning, and the stablecoin regulation is a measure to prop up US dollar dominance. But at the end of the day, when all this is digital and you have the ISO 20022 standard, for example, and you have, the technology just being better, why do you need, any denominated currencies when you can just trade in your own currencies, leveraging something like the XRP ledger? And I think people will eventually, come to this conclusion one day. But these are the steps involved, the intermediary steps before we get to that point. And I think, in some ways it's hard because educating people on things that are so kind of out of the box is, very difficult in certain ways. Regardless, we are seeing this, and Ripple is doing what they need to do to gain dominance in the space. We also have, notice this. Steedus posted this, guys. XRP season has arrived. So this is the most recent infographic there from Steedus, July 2025. XRP season 2025, the standard awakens. We've got the ETF. So just looking at what we have in terms of XRP utility, traction, and potential for investment. We got Bitwise, Grayscale, Evolve, Purpose, Wisdom Tree, NASDAQ 21 shares, ProShares, 3IQ, Hashdex, Volatility shares, CoinShares, Canary Capital, and Tucrium. In terms of treasury, we've got Tridentity, Weebus, Vivo Power, Hyperscale Data, Worksport, Logistics, Wealth, and BC Budco. Then we've got the XRP Ledger and the EVM sidechain working together through Axelar, Peersys, Secured, Miter, Commons, Moe, Anodos, DSEN, Zaman Wallet, Strobe, ZA, Xiaodao, Monorex, Soil, Riddle, and Cosmos Station. And then, guys, the stablecoins that are going to be running on the XRP Ledger, not to mention tokenization capabilities through Ondo, Archax, Open Eden, and Guggenheim. This is huge. The XRPL ecosystem surely growing to the point where Canary Capital CEO is predicting that XRP ETFs will outperform Ethereum and Solana ETFs, citing regulatory clarity and growing adoption. This one, courtesy of Michael Branch here. The Canary Capital CEO has forecasted that XRP ETFs could outperform both Ethereum and Solana. Now, do you understand how big this is? XRP has been climbing the ranks. As you guys can see now, it is number 3, just under Ethereum. And in 2017, it actually got up to the number 2 spot. Well, with more traction for XRP, you got to think it's going to be in high demand. It's going to be one of those cryptocurrencies that I think surprises a lot of people. Solana is in the mix too. We've got Ethereum here, but Steve McClurg, he thinks XRP is going to be the number 1 institutional investment product when it comes to crypto ETFs. He was recently showcased on the Paul Barron Show. This courtesy of Riz XRP. Listen to this.
Let's talk about XRP ETF filings with the SEC. Obviously, you guys are at the top of the list right there behind Bitwise, and it's looking pretty good. But the question is when? When do you think we're going to see these things take place? How do you feel like the SEC is pretty much loosened up enough to where we're going to see one of these get launched?
Well, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, there is a move right now for the framework for which ETFs will be allowed or which tokens will be allowed in an ETF and which ones aren't. I firmly believe that Ripple, is paving the way on a lot of other different things here. So, and obviously the connection with XRP. So I believe that XRP will be one of those tokens that will be in an ETF when all of this launches. There's a very clear court precedent now that's established. XRP is not a security. It will easily be moved into a 33 Act fund. And I actually believe out of all the ones that are pending, we already have Bitcoin, we already have Ethereum, but out of the pending ETFs, I think XRP is going to get the most traction and the most.
Why do you think that? I mean, what do you feel that institutional will understand what Ripple is up to and that XRP is the driving fuel behind it, much like where Ethereum is to, stable coins?
Yeah, I mean, and the two that I'm really looking at, because they're the most popular, obviously, are Solana and XRP. So I do believe there's going to be a lot more of a retail push into Solana. But those people that are buying Solana at the retail level are more easily buying them on crypto exchanges. So I don't know if there's going to be as much flow on that side of things. Whereas on XRP, it's really rails for financial services. Yeah. So I believe that there's going to be a lot more of a financial advisor, a institutional type push here. So maybe out of the gate, it won't be as popular as Solana, but as time goes on, I do believe that XRP will probably have more AUM than even Ethereum.
Ooh, okay. Now we're talking. That's a big statement.
Steve McClurg is doubling down on XRP. Did you hear what he said there? In terms of Solana, I mean, it will do well, but it's mostly going to be retail getting into Solana products. XRP has got the institutional adoption, though. I mean, that's why so many different products are being prepared for institutional trading. I mean, the CME group, I think, says it all. These guys specialize in institutional trading products. So now the next question becomes, where do we sell? How much do we keep? And guys, this is all going to depend where the market goes next. For more information on what I'm going to be doing, Working Money Channel, I'm opening up my portfolio, keeping completely transparent with all my crypto trading moves. So you guys can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel if you're interested in seeing what I'm going to be doing next. And for those of you guys interested in perhaps supporting the channel in a different way, I also have the Working Money Channel merch store. Lots of fun merch here. XRP, Bearable Guy related stuff, and some other fun items too. Link is in the description of the video. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.